Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss part 13 of unit 9, that is application of biology. Before we start the main content, I would like to inform that the images used in our slides are for education purpose only. We respect intellectual property right of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this PPT, have any concern, any issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. In today's video lecture, we are mainly focusing on these points: human population, growth, problem and control, inequality between sexes, control measures, and amniocentesis. So, population explosion. What is population explosion? Let's understand the term. So, the rapid and dramatic rise in world population that has occurred over last few hundred years come under this explosion category. Okay, as you know that between 1959 to 2000, the world population increased from 2.5 billion to 6.1 billion people. Okay, and according to United Nations, the world population will be between 7.9 billion and 10.9 billion by 2050. Okay, according to United Nations data, between 7.9 to 10.9 billion. So most of the growth is taking place. Most of the growth is currently taking place in the developing country. You know this because of less literacy and hunger and uneducation purpose, because of these reasons, right? So because of these reasons, most of the growth is currently taking place in developing country, where rate of natural increase are much higher than the industrialized country. So concern that this might lead to the overpopulation has led some countries to adopt population control category, population control policies. Okay, for the betterment of their country, for the betterment of the people of that particular country, right? So if we are now talking about the India, so I know that you must know this thing that every sixth person in the world is an Indian, and we are the highest population country in the world in 2024-25. Okay, what is our current population? What is our current population? It is nearly 125 crore. Okay, it is nearly 125 crore, or accurately 142.8 crore in 2024. Okay, so and according to the data, this 142.8 crore, 142.86 crore, highest population in the world. Okay, in China also this data is 141. So we are now in 2024, we are highest population country category. Okay, and so it's a serious issue for our country. Okay, because resources are limited, land is limited, and population if increasing day by day with this percentage, then it is very challenging for us to survive in the limited area with limited resources, right? So as you know, the population of India, which was approximately 350 million at the time of, what is the population at the time of independence? 350 million only. Okay. And this is reached to close billion in 2000 and crossed 1 billion in May 2000, and now 142 crores, right? So this rapid increase in population has been due to, what is the reason? Because decline in death rate, okay, decline in maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate, as well as increase in number of population in reproductive age. Because as you know that in our country, maximum percentage out of all four type of category, younger generation, adulthood, and old population, we are the we in our country highest population comes under that youngest generation. So obviously increased number of population in that reproductive age, okay, in that particular, in our country scenario. So how we can analyze the growth rate of a country? Growth rate of a country, like, so growth rate is equal to birth rate minus death rates. This is how we can calculate the growth rate of any country. Okay, so according to 2001 census report, the population growth rate was still around 1.7%. Yani 17 out of 1000 out of per year, 17 per 1000 per year, a rate at which Indian population could, and this is the population rate in this is the data according to this is the data of 2001 census report data, and according to this, our country could achieve its double population in 33 years from this 2001. Okay, and as you know, in 2024 already I told you we are 142 crores. Okay, so we have to be careful about this thing, and our government also take some very important step to control our population. Okay, like statutory rising marriageable age of female 18 years and that male of 21 years. Incentives also offered for the couple with small families. Another thing, the family who are motivating to keep the family small size by the use of contraceptive. So these are the some steps to control the population. Okay, there was also a slogan known as "Hum do and Hamare do." Hum do, Hamare do. This was a slogan spread through the media to control and to inform the people of our country what are the benefits of a small population. Okay, and in recent time, another slogan in recent days with the another slogan is very popular in urban area population, like "one is fun." Okay, which is already adopted by so many urban working couples. So birth control, it is a urgent need. Okay, birth control to just control the population in a country like us. Okay, so today there is a pressing need for limiting the family size at a personal level and for the control of population at the national level also. So first thing is contraception. It is a method, contraception is a method or a system which allow intercourse and yet prevent conception, is called contraceptive method. Okay, contraceptive method, again a method or a system which allow intercourse but yet prevent conception, is called contraceptive method. There are so many contraceptive method, and this contraceptive method must have user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible, with no or least side effect. Okay, user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible, with no or least side effect. Failure rate of any contraceptive method is described in terms of pregnancy rate per 100 women per year. Okay. So reproductive age, according to WHO, what is reproductive age? It means a total well-being or in all aspect of reproduction. Okay, like in physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Okay. So now let's understand some term which is related to this reproductive health, like amniocentesis, contraception, NTP. NTP means medical termination of pregnancy. STD means sexually transmitted disease, and infertility. These are terms related to reproductive health. Okay, now first understand the term amniocentesis. So amniocentesis is a process in which amniotic fluid, which is present inside the uterus, is removed from the uterus for testing and treatment. Okay, so amniotic fluid is a fluid that surrounds and protects the baby. Where it is present inside the uterus. Okay, so amniotic fluid is a fluid that surrounds and protects a baby during pregnancy. This fluid contains fetal cells and various proteins. Okay, so as you can see in this picture, this is the uterus of a mother, and a fetus is present inside this uterus, and there is a fluid. This fluid is known as amniotic fluid. Okay, with the help of syringe, doctor can take out the fluid, and he can use this fluid to analyze some important things like if there is any genetic abnormality present or not, and other type of different parameter which is important to know at the time of pregnancy. Okay, so although amniocentesis can provide valuable information about your baby's health, it is important to understand the risk of amniocentesis and prepare for the result. Okay, and this method, this technique was first performed by three scientists, three doctors in 1930, named Minas, T.O. Minas, J.D. Miller, and L.E. Holy. These three doctors all together were first to perform this amniocentesis. Sometime question asked on this particular scientific information. Okay, so again question arises, why it is important, why it's done. First, for genetic testing it for certain conditions like Down syndrome. Okay, so it is important. Secondly, to know the fetal's lung testing, means lungs are mature enough at the time of birth or not, just to determine the whether baby lungs are mature enough or not. Third, parenting testing, means we can also collect this particular fluid which is present inside the uterus, amniotic fluid, and collect, and we can from as that fluid also contains some fetal cells. Okay, so from that cells we can isolate the DNA, and that particular DNA then compare with the parental DNA to analyze the thing, who is the potential father of that particular baby. Okay, so for genetic testing, first important thing, then fetal lung testing, and then parental testing. We can use this amniotic fluid for any type of testing. Okay, so and third is diagnosis for fetal infection also. Diagnosis of fetal infection. The procedure, this procedure is very sensitive. Okay, so the procedure can also be done to evaluate the severity of anemia in the baby who has Rh sensitive. Okay, which is an uncommon condition in which mother's immune system produce antibody against a specific protein, okay, on the surface of baby's blood cell. So with the help of this, we can also analyze this thing, severity of anemia if baby is Rh sensitive. Okay, so now so this is all about the amniocentesis. Now contraception. There are so many methods of contraception, and with the help of contraceptive method or contraceptive pill, contraceptive device, one can prevent unwanted pregnancy and sexually transmitted disease. Okay, these contraceptive may be present as a condom form, as an injection form, and for both male and female as a pills. Okay, as a intrauterine device form. There are so many form of this contraceptive. Okay, so various contraceptive methods are broadly grouped into various categories. First is natural method. Second is barrier. One can use the barrier contraceptive method. One can use the IUD, intrauterine device. One can use oral contraceptive. These are also present as injections, so injectable form and implants, and there are last form is surgical method. Okay, first 5 methods we are going to discuss in this particular lecture. Okay, first one is natural method. Natural method means avoid meeting of sperm and egg. Avoid meeting of sperm and egg with two different methods. First is periodic absentees, means avoid coitus from day 10 to day 17 of menstruation cycle. Why? Because in that time ovulation is expected. Day 10 to 17. Ovulation is expected. Okay, so because chance of fertility is very high between this time frame 10 to 17 days, so one can avoid coitus during this time period, as this time period is known as fertility period. Secondly, we can use this natural method by withdrawal or coitus interruption method, means male partner can withdraw his penis from vagina before ejaculating, avoiding insemination of sperm inside the female's body. Okay, so this is another natural method. Third is lactational embryo, means absence of menstruation cycle during first 6 months of intense lactation period. Okay, so this is the third method. Second is barrier method. Barrier method means use some kind of barrier which actually avoid, with the help of that barrier one can avoid the meeting of sperm and ova. Like first one is condom, and this condom is a thin rubber used to cover the penis in male and vagina and cervix in female. Okay, second is diaphragms, cervical cap and vaults. These are all barrier used by female to cover the cervix during coitus. Okay, as you can see, these are various barrier method people use for their family planning. Okay, so this is the, you can see it is a type of cervical cap which actually block sperm from entering the cervix. Okay, and this also contains some spermicides which actually kill the sperms. Okay, so what are the advantages of barrier method? These barrier methods, these kind of barrier are, some of these barrier are disposable. They can be self-inserted. One can use it again and again, means they are reusable. Okay, prevent conception by, these barrier prevent conception by blocking entry of sperm through cervix. Okay, so these are the advantages. Third type is intrauterine device. Now, after this barrier, some devices are also used by the people. These devices inserted by doctor, okay, or nurse in uterus through vagina. It include copper T, CU7, multi-load 375, okay, Lipis loop. So these are certain kind of device. As in this, copper ion is present. So why copper ion? These copper ion released from this device is actually suppress the sperm motility and fertilization capacity of sperm. So it is very useful. Some device release some kind of hormones. Okay, some kind of hormone. So hormone releasing IUDs, intrauterine device, hormone releasing IUDs like LNG20, Prognastrats. These are the examples. These make these kind of IUD device make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. Okay, and some kind of IUDs increase phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus as well. Okay, so the hormone release IUDs in addition make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and cervix hostile to the sperm. Okay, as you can see, this is Pregna Copper T380. This is the picture. Doctor or nurse can insert this device into the uterus. Okay. This is the picture of copper IUD. Okay, this copper IUD is a paraglade polyethylene wrapped, present as a polyethylene wrapped with copper wire, and this one is approved for the use up to 10 years. And how it help? It actually inhibit the sperm migration and sperm viability. It change in oval transport speed, damage to and destruction of ovum. Okay, damage or destruction of fertilized ovum also. All effects occur before implantation, and this one is considered as a highly effective IUD, copper IUD. Okay, now next type is pills. Next method or next type of contraceptive method is use of oral pills. These pills one can take daily for 21 days. They are also very effective with less side effect. Like a very popular one is SATHEE-Law. Okay, it is a new oral contraceptive contain a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with high contraceptive value. Normal, some pills one can take orally for 21 days, some only for only one. This SATHEE-Law one, once a week pill. Okay. Another method, injections or implantation of some hormone like progesterone or estrogen under skin. Okay, and with the help of this injection inhibit ovulation and implantation, as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent entry of sperm. Okay, progesterone hormone alone or in the combination of estrogen can also used by the female as injection or implant under the skin. Okay, so this injectable mode, this method or this mode of action is similar to that of pills, and their effective period are much longer. Okay, so the administration of this hormone progesterone or progesterone estrogen combination or IUD within 72 hours of coitus, just to avoid the pregnancy. Okay, this is a very effective emergency contraceptive, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual or unprotected intercourse. Okay, so this is all about the today's lecture, in which we are discussing some type of contraceptive method, what is amniocentesis, and what is a population explosive. If you have any question related to today's video lecture, you can write down to me comment box. We will discuss it later on. Till then, take care, bye bye, and keep learning. Namaskar.